So during the debate, they're talking about the economy. And this is the one thing about liberals that it never ceases to amaze me. If you compare Joe Biden's first 3 years to Donald Trump's first 3 years, there's literally no comparison. Donald Trump smokes him in every single metric. Donald Trump, and during his first 3 years, never broke $1 trillion in deficit. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden averaged $1.4 trillion for their first 3 years per year. At current spending, the money that's already been forecasted and set aside, when this term ends, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will have spent $7.7 trillion, more than any other president, more than Donald Trump, who had to take the brunt of COVID because it happened during his tenure. But what amazes me is how they always bash. They never say all the good stuff that Donald Trump did in his first 3 years. They only talk about the bad stuff that happened during COVID. But what they never mention, well, we had the most unemployment under Donald Trump. He left us with the most. No, he did not. Democrat governors who shut down their blue states indefinitely left the most unemployment during COVID. That's what truly happened. But liberals never, ever seem to make that point. They seem to forget that any of that even happened. They combine that with the entire 4 years of how bad of a job he did. And here's a prime example of Kamala Harris out here spewing her rhetoric and the ABC moderators doing nothing. And they've already jumped in on Donald Trump. They've already jumped in and started fact-checking Donald Trump during the debate. But they don't do it to Kamala. They let her say whatever she wants to say and let her get away with it. And here's a prime example.
During this debate, but I would like to let Vice President Harris respond on the economy here.
Well, I would love to. Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression.
Because Democrat governors shut down their states indefinitely. They kept them shut down. How long were the kids out of school in California? Because the teachers refused to go back to work. This is what caused the unemployment. Let's make no bones about this, but it's amazing they never seem to mention that little fact.
Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century.
So this was Donald Trump's fault? COVID was Donald Trump's fault? Because that's what she said. He left us the worst epidemic. I did not know that Donald Trump caused COVID. I had no idea.
Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And
what she does during this debate, and they didn't call her out on this, during the January 6th protest, Donald Trump said peacefully and patriotically, but amazingly, Kamala Harris left that out, and both moderators left that out. They just hammered straight to January 6th and all the police that got attacked. Well, let's be honest. The only person that really died during January 6th was Ashley Babbitt, who was shot by a coward Capitol Police officer from another room, a room that she was in unarmed, full of men. He shot her from another room. But then you look at the very next video and they're just showing people around. They're opening doors for them and everything else. So I don't want to hear all this stuff about all the people who died during January 6th, because the only person that actually died was Ashley Babbitt, who was shot by Capitol Police for no reason whatsoever while she was unarmed. And, by the way, she was standing in a room not threatening or hurting anybody. And he just decided he was going to pull out his weapon. Bang. You don't believe me? Watch the video. You can see the video before this happened of her standing in the room where she got shot. Just standing there, doing nothing.
What we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess. What we have done and what I intend to do is build on what we know are the aspirations and the hopes of the American people. But I'm going to tell you all in this debate tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook, a bunch of lies, grievances, and name-calling. What you're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025.
which Donald Trump has nothing to do with whatsoever. That was written completely outside of Donald Trump, without any input from Donald Trump whatsoever. He has stated this fact, and everybody in his world has stated this fact over and over and over and over and over again. But the liberals just keep bringing it up. Donald Trump's 2025. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. But here again, the moderators who were calling out Donald Trump did not call out Kamala Harris one time for the multiple lies that she told. And that is one of them right there. And the thing that really gets my goat is CNN came out and did their fact check and said Donald Trump told 33 lies. Kamala Harris told 1. Are you shitting me? I can't count how many lies Kamala Harris told. Then, like I said, if you watched the last video, I laid there with my wife. We were watching it in bed, and I sat there the whole time. She's lying. She's lying. She's lying. That's all I did all night long. Oh my God, she's lying. She's lying. That's all I did all night long. She told so many lies, I could not keep track of them. But according to CNN, she only told 1. Well, and just off topic of this video, she lied about abortion. She lied about fracking. She lied about guns. She lied about the border. She lied about her record. And that's just off top of my head. I kicked out 5 right there off top of my head without even delving into it any deeper. But you know what? She lied about bloodbath. She lied about there's good people on both sides. She lied about Project 2025. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But CNN only called her out for 1 lie and 33 for Donald Trump. Give me a break.
The former president intends on implementing if he were elected again. I believe very strongly that the American people want a president who understands the importance of bringing us together, knowing we have so much more in common than what's.
So Joe Biden standing up there talking about the MAGA Republicans are a threat to democracy. Is that bringing us together? Because last time I checked, it wasn't. What was it, 3 days ago? Nancy Pelosi was on, MSNBC, CNN, bashing Republicans. Is that bringing us together? Because I don't think it is. Because what I don't hear is I never hear Donald Trump talking about those corrupt, dirty, nasty Democrats. Now, he will say that about the politicians, but he doesn't say it about the people. The Democrats say it about the people. Huge difference.
Us, and I pledge to you to be a president for all Americans.
President Trump will give you a minute here to respond.
Number one, I have nothing to do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it. This was a group of people that got together. They came up with some ideas, I guess some good, some bad, but it makes no difference. I have nothing to do. Everybody knows I'm an open book. Everybody knows what I'm going to do. Cut tax.
Now, she's standing there shaking her head as if he's lying when she's lying. And it's just, the hypocrisy is just, it's unbelievable to me. The moderators, and I'm going to say it again, they called out Donald Trump repetitively, but they never called out Kamala Harris. But I guess that's what happens when you're best buds with the president of ABC.